Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. I'm First Alert meteorologist Julia Wyden, and we are seeing a lot of cloud cover over our area this morning. We're going to have showers moving in shortly. I want to show you what's happening live outside over downtown Jackson right now. That we're looking again at cloudy skies on the Alpha Insurance Skycam, temps in the mid-50s. And as we zoom out that view for you, you can see that over the past several hours, we've been watching a storm system develop over eastern Texas. That's now making its way towards us, going to provide some rain for areas south of I-20 during our morning commute. We'll talk more about this forecast coming up in a few minutes.
WLBT News starts now with breaking news.
And we want to get straight to that breaking news, where crews are working to determine the cause of a house fire in Jackson.
It started shortly after 4 this morning. Ashley Garner joins us live now with the details. Ashley, good morning.
Good morning, Wilson and Joy. Firefighters remain here at this house on Wood Glen Drive after a huge fire broke out earlier this morning. Now, when firefighters arrived here on the scene, you see the home here behind me. Flames were shooting from the roof. They were able to get the fire under control. And as you can see, it appears the home is totally destroyed. Right now, firefighters continuously comb through the debris to investigate the cause of this blaze. Now, we are told that this home was vacant. No one was inside when the fire started. But again, firefighters right now have not given us a cause of this fire. But several fire trucks remain here on the scene. There was also an ambulance here on the scene, which remains here. We have not seen anyone put in the ambulance or taken from the scene here. But again, a fire here quickly got under control by Jackson firefighters this morning, and good news is no one was inside at the time. Reporting live in Jackson, Ashley Garner, 3 on your side.
All right, Ashley, new this morning. We now know the name of the man shot by police in Jackson. JPD spokeswoman Calendula Green tells us Sherrod Lonzo Gleason is charged with attempted aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. Police tell us 2 JPD officers opened fire on Gleason at a traffic stop on Shepherd Street on Monday night. Officials tell us as the officers approached Gleason's car, they noticed he had a high-powered weapon. And when Gleason opened his car door, police say the officers shot him multiple times. He is now in a hospital.
The Latino community of Jackson is speaking out against crime. They told their stories last night to City Hall, and they say approximately 15 violent crimes against them have occurred in recent weeks. An immigration lawyer says they are often targeted for money because they're reluctant to report the crimes. She says it's important to build trust so they can learn how to protect themselves from violent criminals.
This is Mississippi Crime Victims' Rights Week, a time set aside to recognize victims and those who help them. As Rosalind Anderson reports, one victim of domestic violence was honored for overcoming tragic circumstances.
Mississippi Crime Victims' Rights Week honor those who are survivors and those who aid in their recovery, from the police officer to the district attorney. Hundreds of crime victims each year rely on support from law enforcement and the judicial system to domestic violence shelters and nonprofit organizations. During Attorney General Jim Hood's annual awards presentation, representatives from those agencies were recognized for their efforts in assisting crime victims. Vershay Bingham of Columbia lost an eye in an abusive marriage and received the Image of Resilience Survivor Award.
Without these people that come up behind the victims could not get through it. They don't know what angels that they are and what a blessing that they are, because you feel so alone and so helpless and not worthy of help or assistance, and they're there for you.
There's not that many jobs as you can say you help somebody that day that really needed it, and a victim of crime that's been down, that's when they really need it.
Lifetime Achievement, Distinguished Service, Survivor, Volunteer, Victim Service, and Justice Achievement were awarded to those working on behalf of crime victims. National Crime Victims' Rights Week is April 10th through 16th. In Jackson, Rosalind Anderson, 3 on your side.
In the day ahead, the drinking water in Flint, Michigan will again be on tap for a U.S. House committee on Capitol Hill. 2 top aides to Michigan Governor Rick Snyder are among those scheduled to testify at a hearing before the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Attorneys recently filed a racketeering lawsuit against Snyder and other state and local officials. The water in Flint became tainted with lead after the city's water supply was switched from Detroit to the Flint River. Each year, thieves steal billions of dollars from taxpayers. It's a big problem in Mississippi, and the Internal Revenue Service has released its Dirty Dozen list of tax scams to look out for.
Identity theft remains an ongoing problem, with crooks finding creative ways to victimize taxpayers. Tax agents tell us anyone can be a victim, as crooks find ways to try and outsmart the system with phishing schemes, phone scams, and fraud. 3 Jackson residents were indicted just last month on 14 counts, including theft of government funds, wire fraud, and aggravated identity theft. Mississippi storm victims have some more time to file their tax returns. The IRS is giving them until July 15th. After the recent federal disaster declaration, taxpayers in Clark, Forest, George, Greene, Jones, Marion, Pearl River, Perry, and Wayne counties will receive this and other special tax relief.
More than $5 million in government aid has now been distributed to help victims of last month's flooding in Mississippi. $4 million is going towards repairing and rebuilding homes, along with providing rental assistance. More than 2,900 people in Mississippi have contacted FEMA since the flooding began. Help is available for flood victims in 16 counties in South Mississippi. It's 6:05. I want to check in now with Julia, and not a bad idea to keep that umbrella handy, huh?
Definitely a good idea to have the umbrella on hand this morning, especially if you're farther south in the state. I've zoomed in right now to a storm system that's going to impact us this morning, just the very northern part of that storm system. You can see right now we're already taking on some rain in Wilkinson and Amite counties, a couple light sprinkles in Natchez and along the Highway 84 corridor near Butte. So this morning, again, grab the umbrella before you run out the door. You'll be using it for the morning, and then we'll have on and off showers and storms for the afternoon. We'll check in on that full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, First Alert traffic and weather together now at 6:06. This is I-55 at Old Agency Road in Ridgeland. Everything moving along with no trouble there. That's the case all around the metro area. We are accident-free on this Wednesday morning.